Yah Shalom, beautiful family. We're giving all honor. We're giving all praises. We're giving all glory to the supreme power above greatness, who illuminates the hearts of his and her peoples. Family, we're gonna go straight into the Gnosis. As you know, our elders held the sacred knowledge sacred. Our elders did not cast their pearls to swines. They kept things hidden for a reason. Over time, the Gentile nations have taken upon themselves to hide everything. But at first, there was a purpose to why our elders did it. And as such, we have found a crown jewel that was hidden, not by the Gentile nations, but by our elder, our grand elder, our father YAKOB, for a good reason. And today we are here to release the Gnosis, to help bring the people up from bottom below consciousness, to close the loop of false masculinity, to return the queen to her throne, to reinstate who she is, or who they are. But before I begin, let's go to Bereshit, Exodus 37, verse 35. And it reads, "And all the sons of Jacob and all the daughters of Jacob rose up to comfort Jacob. But Jacob refused to be comforted. And he said, I will go down into Sheol unto my son mourning. Thus his father wept for him." This was happening when Jacob received news that his son Joseph was sold to the Egyptians and he was taken away from his father. Even this story have not been told in its entirety, and it is my purpose to bring the totality of this entire narrative to you. But today we are going to focus on the one and only Dinah. We have been told that Dinah is the only daughter of Jacob. We were told that Dinah is the only one of Jacob. Every book we have read, the book of Joshua, Dinah, the only daughter of Jacob. Dinah, the only child of Jacob that is of the feminine energy. But is this the truth? Was this knowledge suppressed? Yes, it was suppressed. Dinah is not the only daughter of Jacob. The order of Dinah, the 12 hidden twins. Dinah is not a name for the daughters of Jacob. Dinah is a title. It is a code name. Dinah wasn't the first name of the daughter. Dinah was a code name given to all 12 daughters by their father Jacob to hide their identities from the foreign nations, from their enemies. Our elders were very powerful, and their women, their children were very beautiful and very intelligent. Before I begin, I don't want to get ahead of myself. The first time I encountered this Gnosis was in this book, the book of remembrance of Moses, the book of the law, the tablet of Gabriel. But in this book, it was not stated that the names of Jacob's daughters were not stated, but it simply said on page 130 on the top, and Jacob had 10 daughters. And Jacob had 10 daughters. And Dinah was the eldest daughter. And Jacob had 10 daughters. And Dinah was the eldest daughter. And Shechem was a righteous man. And he loved Dinah, and his father was Hamor, and Dinah loved Shechem. Now, is it possible that Dinah loved Shechem? Even though Shechem was not of the stock of the Yahuadims? Do our women fall in love with other nations? Could it be possible that Levi and Simeon overreacted over the love that Dinah shared with Shechem? Let's not go into this today. Our father Jacob had daughters. He didn't have 10 daughters. He had 12 daughters. Because every patriarch was born with their twin. It's called a syzygy. Just as Adam, our first father, was born with his twin, with his soulmate, with his twin flame. But the sin of Adam caused a separation. So everyone that was born thereafter, since the sin of Adam, when Adam left, was taken out of Eden, were not born with their soulmate, were not born with their twins. When the sons of Adam broke the law of Yahuwah, King Moshiach, or Matzah the Lamb, came to Jacob and told Jacob, I'm going to reestablish my law with your sons. These were called the guidances of happy living according to the book of remembrance of H. And because the law would be reestablished with the sons of Jacob, as such, when the patriarchs were born, they also, just as our old father Ya'at Sikad was born, aka Adam was born with his syzygy, with his twin, the same way the patriarchs were born with their twin. And the twin were females. Every patriarch was born with their sister. And these sisters, their twin, their soulmates, were to be their wives. This Gnosis was not hidden by the Gentile nations. Jacob took it upon himself to hide this Gnosis, so that his daughters would not fall into the hands of the foreign nations. Because what we're going to learn about the order of Dinah, these were not regular women. This research was done over months. I want to give a big shout out to Sister Gina Paul, because her and I would bounce ideas back and forth on this. The order of Dinah, the 12 hidden twins. Why is this information coming out today, right now, in this 2026, in the end of time, the last days, the end of a cycle, the cusp of a new cycle, the ending of the Piscean age, the entry point of the Aquarian age, where information is flowing? No more restrictions on the Gnosis. The Most High says, the supreme power, the great mother says in the Cobran, I love the men. I love the woman, the child who is herself ever seeking, a lover of wisdom, a seeker of truth, the one who loves to unravel the riddle of life. That one is mine. So we give all honor and praises to the great mother, the grand architecton, the creatrix, multi-mama, for bringing this Gnosis to her daughters and her sons to rise in them her supreme essence, what the world called the divine feminine essence. It is the supreme mother's essence, rising, waking up, reawakening in the consciousness of her children, specifically her sons. Because the sons of the mother have lost their creativity, have lost their femininity. Now they have too much masculinity, and the female, the daughters of the great mother, have a false masculinity. It is time now. The mother wants her children to return to center. So the Gnosis is returning back to you, just as we read in Enoch 4. The supreme power above greatness is one, Echad. Shema, the Most High, the Lord thy God is one. Echad is not two. If he was male or female, he would not be complete. She would not be complete. Male to the left, female to the right. No, it is one spirit. The order of Dinah, the 12 hidden twins. Let's read my research. If you look closely at the book of Genesis, we just read Genesis 37 verse 35, it says there is a glaring anomaly that standard theological narratives completely glossed over. We just read it. The daughters of Jacob rose up to comfort Jacob. This phrase had been glossed over by everybody. All his sons and all his daughters didn't care about the daughter part, because they just want the men to run everything. The Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, all male, no female. I don't know how they replicate. I don't know how you multiply without the women. And all of his sons and all of his daughters rose up to comfort him. Daughters, not Dinah. Daughters. See, what they didn't get, they didn't know that Dinah was a code. Dinah was a code name for all the daughters. So because they didn't know, they preached it as a singularity, as a singular type gnosis, as a one entity. Unbeknownst to them, Dinah is all 12. Dinah is all the sisters combined. But this gnosis, I have to tell you, this is just level 1. We're gonna build up on this gnosis, and we're gonna take it to places we have never been. This is just level 1. There are way more revelations to be revealed. There are way more connections to be made. And we will make these connections, and we're gonna bring this gnosis right back to our bodies, just as it is supposed to be, because we read in the Gospel of Thomas, we also read in the keys of Enoch that the kingdom of heaven is within and without. So as such, when we teach the sacred knowledge, we have to bring it back to the body, only if the mother give you the gnosis to do so. All his daughters, all his sons rose up to comfort him. But if you read the canonical Bible, only one daughter is ever named, Dinah. So, who are these other daughters? Why were they systematically veiled? Where are their names hidden? And what secrets did they carry today? We're gonna get all the names of the sisters that were birthed with each patriarch. Judah had a twin. Reuben had a twin. Levi had a twin. Simeon had a twin. Naphtali had a twin. Gad had a twin. Joseph is the exception of a twin. Joseph's twin did not manifest in the flesh. Joseph was born without his twin. But there is a reason why Joseph was born without his twin. Joseph's twin was encapsulated within Joseph. So Joseph, when he was born, his twin remained as a soul within him, and there The story of Joseph took a turn. The story of Joseph take a whole new ley line all by itself. And a whole portal opened up all by itself. Because the story of Joseph was so massive. It deserves its own lane. And we are going to get to that later on in different studies. But today, we are going to stay here with the order of Dinah, the 12 hidden twins. I just gave you something to think about. Why were they systematically veiled? It was veiled by their father, Jacob. Where are their names hidden, and what secrets did they carry? So we find the answers when we look past the heavily edited text, the Bible, the book of Joshua, heavily edited text, and we dive into the pseudepigrapha, the Midrashic secondary codices. When we go into the Gnostic fragments hidden in the special collections of the world's major archives, places like the Vatican Apostolic Library and the Bodleian Library at Oxford, we run into the truth. We run into the veiled daughters' names, the hidden Gnosis. When we go back to the book of remembrance, we find out that Shem was not the name of the son that was born, that was a title. We find out that Moses is not a name of the person. He was called the son of I am the Ram, the son of Imram. Moses was a title. Melchizedek, Malak, Zadok was a title. Our elders did this all throughout their existence. Titles everywhere to hide the true identities of who they wanted to keep hidden. So we find in the hidden archives, in the hidden sources, we establish the paper trail, and we find several primary references. The Vatican Apostolic Library. Within these rare rabbinic collections, we find deep dive oral traditions preserved. Where? In the Midrash, Tamuna. The Midrash, as I have told you before, has a lot of information on our writings. The Midrash, the Talmud, other texts that we don't read. The Vatican Apostolic Library, specifically in the Midrash Tamuna, the Barber edition. See, you have to look for the Barber edition or the Buber edition. These texts discuss the Twain sisters that were born alongside each of Jacob's 12 sons. The book of Joshua, the Sefer HaYashar, specifically the 1625 Venetian version, which sits right now at over $2,500. Only one copy left of the primary source. 3 books, go look it up. It's about $2,500. The Venetian version from 1625, the book of Joshua. The lost book of the Bible provides detailed specific names for the wives of the patriarchal sons. Gnostic scholars have long maintained that many of these women were not outsiders. They were actually the biological twin sisters, the daughters of the grand patriarch YAKOB, the immediate kinship circle. The little Genesis, the book of Jubilees, recovered among the Dead Sea Scrolls in the Qumran library. In this book we find the daughters of Jacob. Zilpah and Bilhah were the daughters of Laban, half-sisters of Rachel Leah. They are also part of this secret inner circle of these hidden women. In the book called The Chronicles of Jeremiah, located in the Bodleian Library, we find a manuscript, MS.Hebrew.D.11. This massive 12th century medieval compilation preserves lost Hebrew genealogies and traditions that do not appear anywhere in the standard Torah. All these different sacred texts, primary resources, first edition books, hidden books in the Vatican, ancient books that we read all the time, but you have to get the first source. Because when they are edited, remember, they are heavily edited. When they are edited, things are removed. When it gets into the hands of the Gentiles, things are removed. At first, this Gnosis was hidden for a specific purpose, to hide and to protect the identities of the children, to preserve the Gnosis. Because what we're going to find out, these women, they were not just anybody. The 12 sisters of the 12 patriarchs, they referred to as a secretum of the 12. It is taught that every single son born to the house of Yasharel had a feminine spiritual counterpart. While the canonical text obscures all the sisters, but in the rabbinic texts, in the classical rabbinic texts, they openly admit their existence. Noting that twin sisters were born with the patriarchs to preserve the lineage. I always knew something was lopsided with the Gnosis, because we always run into the men, we never run into the women. Just as we return our great matriarch Sarah respect back to her, we remove the disrespect that was shown to her from this very same book that I was reading from. We return to her Yiska, Sarai, and Sarah. We find out that our great elder matriarch Sarah was also taught by Melchizedek. It wasn't just Abraham that went to see Melchizedek and was taught the sacred Gnosis. Sarah was also taught the sacred Gnosis by Melchizedek. She was right there with him. It was the Melchizedek women who taught Abraham the Gnosis of the higher heart. It was Mary Magdalene, the star of the firmament, the highest initiate in King Mosheach's secret schools, his closest student, the highest initiate of them all. It was her, along with the other women who taught the higher Gnosis of the heart, the Gnosis of the higher heart. It was these women that were veiled, these women that were ignored, suppressed Gnosis in the churches, amongst everyone's teachings, that we have been raising them up from the dead, protecting their integrity, restoring their respect back to them. And as such, as we have done for Yiska, the prophetess Sarai, and Sarah, the same person, as we have restored the integrity of Magdalene in the sealed portion, final testament of JC, as we have spoken of the virgin of the Yahudims, who shall no longer rise by herself, because the Holy One, the great mother, the great father said, they are coming back to raise her up from bottom below consciousness. She will not have to raise up by herself alone again. As we have raised our women to where they're supposed to be, we have taught the Gnosis to them. We have spoke directly to their souls, and we have spoken to the men. As such, we are also doing right now for the 12 sisters of our male patriarchs. The sisters were born with the patriarchs to preserve the lineage. In the Midrash Rabbah, Genesis Parshat 84, section 21, the sages directly address the mystery of Genesis. We just read it. A twin sister was born with each of Jacob's sons, and they took them as wives. That's how it was back in the days. The crucial record exposes the canonical veil. Jacob did not intend for the Gnosis to remain veiled. He only veiled the Gnosis when they were children. But we were supposed to know that every patriarch had a twin sister that would make them the 24 elders. Because we are going to break down the name Dinah to really find out the Gnosis hidden within Dinah. They took their sisters as wives, confirming an entire parallel line of females existed entirely off the ledger of standard genealogy to maintain the uncorrupted frequency of the bloodline. This is the reason why they push the women from speaking in the churches. When we go back to the book of remembrance of the grandmothers, we find out it was the women who established prayer. It was the women who established the church. It was the women who established Shabbat. It was the women who established everything. Even when we go into the courtroom, we find out there were societies or women rulers back in Lemuria. It doesn't mean that they were not men. All it means is that the women were heavily involved with the day-to-day, specifically the teaching. Why then, all of a sudden, there was a detour that the women were taken out, and we have been given this lopsided version of scriptures where women is not there. They come in here and there, little here, little there. Hadassah come in here and there, And when the women are being spoken of, it's never really about something that would complement who they are. It's always some sad story. Why is that? Why is that? The men are not better than the women. The women are not better than the men. But why veiled and hide the women's existence from our scriptures? Confirming an entire parallel line of females existed entirely off the grid of the ledger of standard genealogy to maintain the uncorrupted frequency of the bloodline. This is further anchored by Midrash Rabbah, Genesis Parshat 82, section 8. During the account of Benjamin's birth, as Rachel faces agonizing labor, the midwife tells her, "Do not fear, for this one also is a son for you." Genesis 35:17, the sages reveal that the word gam, it said, "Do not fear, for this one also gam." The word gam also means in addition to. Is a linguistic container. They state that while every other tribe was born with one hidden twin sister, the word gam indicates that 2 additional twin sisters were born with Benjamin. Can you imagine? Not only one sister was born with Benjamin, somehow 2 sisters were born with Benjamin, which means 3 children were born right there. 2 sisters, 1 boy. The word gam indicates that 2 additional twin sisters were born alongside Benjamin, perfectly balancing the cosmic ledger of the 12 sisters. When we cross-reference these midrashic keys with various Gnostic and mystical traditions, the the specific ritual, spiritual attributes of these 12 hidden twins finally emerge. When we cross-reference the Midrash texts with the various Gnostic and mystical traditions, we find the keys that reveal the names of the specific spiritual attributes of each of the 12 hidden twins. And these names have finally emerged right here, right now, today in 2026 of the great day of the Lord. June 14 at 1144, 144 in the house. So let's get the names of the sisters. Whether these be the correct names, I don't know. What's important is that there are names recorded. And I bring you a version of the names today. What's important is that there are 12 sisters, and today you're finding out about them. That's what you focus on. Not whether or not the names are correct or incorrect. It's neither here. It's neither there. We get the names. The patriarchal twin, the hidden sister, the esoteric meaning and the attribute. And we're gonna build on this gnosis. You're gonna realize how esoteric it goes, how deep this knowledge goes. This is just level 1. Many more to come. The twin of Zebulun, her name was Dinah. Esoteric meaning and attribute, the only sister publicly named in the canon. And that one, Zebulun, the Dinah, that is the twin of Zebulun, has a whole nother story to her. That took a whole new ley line, that developed a whole new narrative. And we will get into that. This is the one named Dinah, and this is the one sister that all sisters were hidden under Dinah from the gate of Zebulun. Simeon, her name was Orca, associated with the foundational anchoring of the earth. Orca, associated with the foundational anchoring of the earth. Yahuada, Judah, sister named Loma, known traditionally as a strong one. Naphtali, sister's name, the hidden sister named Deborah, not the famous prophetess, but a distinct early twin. Benjamin, Naama, translated and known as the beautiful. Issachar, Huldah, esoteric meaning, she's tied to the mysteries of the hidden world. Dan, Sapphira, like sapphire stone, or the Sephiroth, or Sephora. Then hidden twin sister named Sapphira, meaning the gem or the book, or Sephir, or Sapphira, or Sophia, the gem, the book, Gad, Ada, like the grandmother Ada from the Book of Remembrance of H.E., a foundational reflection of cosmic balance. Could it be these grandmothers from eons ago reincarnated? Asher, Zillah, representing the protective shadow of shelter. Levi, Basema or Basemath, associated with sacred fragrance. The alchemy of incense. The alchemy of incense. Reuben, closely identify with prophetic vision and sight. What do you not see here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You do not see? Let's see. Hold up. Reuben, associated with prophetic vision and sight. Watch this. Joseph, Rachel II. Why? Named after her mother. Records suggest she died early or was intentionally hidden deep within Egypt. This Gnosis on Joseph, Rachel II, we will go heavily into that. This is a whole nother level of knowledge you must know, because it was told and complete. And we have returned to restore the Gnosis, to bring it back to center. Yin and yang, not as the two fish wrestling with each other, but as the two dolphins, the original yin and yang symbol. Dolphins, not the fish. A whole nother level. The deep Gnosis, Dinah as a collective title. What do we find? Let's go. This is where the real rabbit hole opens up. In deeper Gnostic circles, it is argued that Dinah is not just the proper name of a single individual. Instead, Dinah is a vibration, a frequency, a functional title based on the Hebrew word dyn, just like the great elder Moshe. Moses is a title for one who keeps the sacred Gnosis. We find this knowledge in the Holy Kabbalah. This is your sacred heritage. The Gnosis, the hidden gems, the knowledge that the elders of the Twain says would be hidden to come forth at the proper time in a receptive generation, because you are, according to the Zohar Tikkun HaZohar, you are the greatest generation that ever lives. You are the generation of the wilderness, where you achieved oneness and you achieved immortality until you were deterred by the mixed multitudes, the Amalekites, the Perizzites. All the ites were among you, and they caused you to sin against your power. It is argued that Dinah is not just a title, it's not just a name for an individual person. It is a vibration, a frequency, a functional title based on the Hebrew word Dan, D-Y-N, Dan. The root word is Dan, directly translates to judgment, the law, the structure, calculation. In Kabbalistic cosmology, this represents the feminine, restrictive structuring force, the cosmic vessel that shapes and channels raw energy. It is suggested that the daughter was actually a singular spiritual office held by 12 different women. A singular office held by 12 different women. Why? Because it was a functional title. Which translates to judgment, law, structure, calculation. In Kabbalistic cosmology, it represents the feminine, the restrictive, the structuring force, the creative force. This is why they removed this Gnosis from our books, even though it was originally kept sacred by Patriarch Jacob. They wanted to remove from you the Supreme Mother's essence, the feminine essence, which would render you whole, not a single individual with all masculine energy or rigidity. You are all alpha males. You are incomplete. Dinah is the cosmic vessel that shapes and channels raw energy. Dinah is not one, Dinah is 12. Dinah is a functional title, a vibration, a frequency. It is a singular office titled Dinah, held by 12 different women simultaneously. They were called the Dianote, the female judges. They were called the Dianote, the female judges, or the feminine judges. I wrote, think of it as a cosmic circuit. While the 12 sons represented the active, the young energy, that's the active, the solar, the expansive force of the tribe. The 12 sisters, the 12 Dinahs represented the great ocean, the yin energy, the restrictive, the lunar, the grounding power. They were the ones who calculated the energetic pulse of the family, just as the women do in your life right now, ensuring the spiritual frequency remained perfectly steady. They were the anchoring poles in the family, ensuring the spiritual frequency remained perfectly steady. The cosmic blueprint is mapped heavily in the Zohar, Volume 1. The text reveals that Rachel had to leave the physical plane to the exact moment Benjamin arrived. Remember, we just read she died early, and with Benjamin came 2 more twins. Rachel had to leave the physical plane to the exact moment Benjamin arrived. Why? Because the Shekinah, the supernal Ima, the creatrix, the multi-mama, the rows above needed the 12 vertical pillars of the tribes to achieve cosmic perfection. The death of the physical mother allowed the birth of the order of Dinah. The death of the physical mother allowed the birth of the order of Dinah, the 12 earthly vessels, mirroring the structural configuration of the cosmic Shekinah. When we read Genesis 34:1, we find that Dinah went out to see the daughters of the land. Dinah went out to see the daughters of the land. In the Zohar, Volume 1, the mechanics of this architecture are explained. It warns that when the feminine vessel goes outside the protected boundary of the central point, it enters the place of separation, sort of like Sophia, going outside of her protected boundary, and she fell in a different realm, a lower realm, and she was a higher Sophia. And when she went outside of the protected boundary which she enjoyed, she became the fallen Sophia. She entered the place of separation. So that's what happened in Genesis 34:1 when Dinah went out to see the daughters of the land. She entered the place of separation, the realm of the Sitra Akra. The going out of Dinah is an allegory for the feminine, allegory for Sophia, allegory for Shekinah. Because the Shekinah is in Malkut. She is separated from her counterpart, the Supreme Father. She She has become the rose below, because wherever the people of the Most High resides, the Shekinah is among them. This is why we have to repent, because we defile her name by our actions and our inactions, by what we do and what we fail to do, because she is in the midst of her people. Her people is also called by her name. The going out of Dinah is an allegory for the feminine, the Shekinah, the protection of the inner sacred circle, isn't she? The protection of the inner sacred circle to interact with the dense material world of Shechem. The dense material world of Shechem. When the ancient text cryptically referred to Jacob's daughters, just as we read in the book of remembrance of Moses, the book of the law, when it referred to the daughters of Jacob, Jacob's daughters, they are pointing directly to the order of Dinah, a highly advanced hidden sisterhood of healers. The order of Dinah is a highly advanced hidden sisterhood of healers, seers, keepers of the family's secret Gnosis. This is the reason why they remove our women from our scriptures, because they know their power. They know Jacob's daughters' powers. They know the order of Dinah have reincarnated in Malkut right now in this timeline. They know among our sisters we have this hidden sisterhood of healers. We have the seers among us, highly advanced healers. We have the keepers of the family's secret Gnosis among us. Your aunties, your grandmothers were great healers. Your sisters, your daughters are great healers. Your mothers, your wives are great healers. Your girlfriends are great healers. Eddie Murphy was having an interview. He said his girlfriend told him he was going to be great, and she proved that to him. He said she spoke to him because she knew things he didn't know. This was a deliberate cosmic division of labor. Forget that. We read again. When the ancient texts cryptically refer to Jacob's daughters, the texts are pointing directly to the order of Dinah, a highly advanced hidden sisterhood of healers, seers, and keepers of the sacred Gnosis of the family of Jacob. The sacred Gnosis that came from Cumeria, aka Lumeria, passed through Atlantis, passed through Seth, passed through Enoch, passed through Melchizedek, passed through Abraham, passed through Sarah, passed through Shem, all the way up to the present day. While the brothers worked the physical fields, handling the mundane mechanics, handling the logistics, doing the manual labor of building the material estate, the sisters were explicitly sent into isolation. To do what? To study, to track, to anchor the sacred Gnosis. The sisters were explicitly sent into isolation to study, to track, to anchor the sacred Gnosis. This is why you have things like the Sibylline oracles, the sacred society of the dragon line of women, keepers of sacred knowledge. This is the Supreme Mother's essence rising in her children, what the world calls the divine feminine. This is the inner consciousness, what the world calls the Christ consciousness. The sisters studied. They were sent into isolation to study, to track, to become the anchor of the sacred gnosis, the great pillars of knowledge. They were entirely consumed with sacred knowledge, acting as highly trained Melchizedek priestesses, oracles, and scribes, stellar navigators who calculated the uncorrupted lineage from within the veil. In addition to inheriting the family's legacy, they also became the cosmic blueprint from the spiritual realm. We can add so much more to this gnosis. This is our women. These are the Dinahs. This is the reason why. When she left her protective ley line and she interacted with the other nations and she left the gate of Zebulun, something happened at the gate of Zebulun. Jacob tried to prevent the sacred knowledge from leaking out from the family's lineage, sacred vault, into the hands of the other nations. This is the reason why he named them Dinah, fooling everybody, thinking that there was just one, but yet there were 12. In one, just like the tree of life. These are your references here. I have brought you the sacred gnosis. I have brought you knowledge that was hidden for eons. We unveiled Dinah as the 12 as opposed to the 1. Dinah is a name, a title for the 12 sisters of the 12 patriarchs. When we had the 12 patriarchs, we had Dinah, that's 12 over 1, so that's 13. That's a whole different gnosis that we're gonna get into. Because if we have 12 over 1, then as you know, we have already debunked the 13. But we're gonna take it to a whole nother level. Dinah as the 12 hidden in the 1. Every patriarch born with the twin, the sacred syzygy. We unveil this gnosis today and we return the Dinahs to their thrones with the 12 patriarchs together as the 24 elders that we read about in the Keys of Enoch. Keys of Enoch. Keys 303. Page 372. On the highest level of the administration of a Father Universe, all the 24 elders. This chapter is titled Angelic Hierarchies. That's what I titled it. I title it the angelic hierarchies. But on the highest level of this hierarchy are the 24 elders. And what do they exactly do? They sit in the presence of Yahuwah, exchanging their commissions and glory periodically with other ascended masters. They control 24 thrones and 24 dominions, which administer the law of central control through the councils of light to all universes which recognize Yahuwah. So we acknowledge the councils of 9, the councils of 12, the council of 22, the council of 24, the council of 32, the council of the 42, the council of the 72, and the council of the 144,000. The 24 elders have the power to convulse 144 systems of godhood. They can walk over 144,000 realms of lordship. The 24 elders illuminate 144,000 world spheres. The 24 elders can bring myriads of beings into spiritual maturity. Today, you have been brought into spiritual maturity. You were incomplete in your Gnosis. The Dinah Gnosis were veiled from you, not revealed to you. You are now brought up from bottom below consciousness into spiritual maturity. They live in many external expressions. They can shift. They can reincarnate in people. They can possess people. Okay? They know how the cosmic law is dispensed in each eon. We just read about the cosmic law of the hidden 12. The 24 elders unfold the glory of the Godhead. These are the 12 patriarchs and the Twain Sisters, the Dinahs, the hidden twins, the order of Dinah. They unfold the glory of the Godhead as received from the ancient, recent, future of days in existential deities, whereby they can exist as triunities of the triunity of triunities. The book says Trinity, but I say triunity. They can exist as triunities of the triunity of triunities. Under the direction of Yahuwah as Father Creator, they can also appear simultaneously in infinite forms. We just read something here about simultaneous something. They can appear simultaneously in different forms. They give full expression of the quantity of divine expression, whether the Father's plan includes 1 billion worlds or is circumscribed to a dimension. The 24 elders behold all 72 faces of the Father unfolding, meaning that the 24 elders behold the 72 sacred names of the supreme power, which is 72 tri-letter name, which equals to 260 names. The 70 chieftains, the Him, Shem, Foresh. The 72 sacred name of the supreme power. The 24 elders behold all 72 faces. Also, there are also 72 sacred names of the Supreme Mother. The 72 sacred names of the Supreme Mother. They behold the 72 faces of the mothers unfolding into the infinite manifestation of the Father in glorified bodies of light. I am reading from the Keys of Enoch, Keys 303. Page 372 and page 373. One more time. The 24 elders behold all 72 faces of the Father unfolding into the infinite manifestations of the Father in glorified bodies of light. Revelation 14 verse 4. Go find it there also. Each elder has the capacity to create multiple civilizations serving one of the manifestations of the Father Mother. This is part of what the 24 elders do. The chapter goes on and on. You can read the rest on your own. Arise, O son of men, shed your garments of light, for light has come upon you, and the very glory of Yahuwah has shone forth. You also, beloved, you shall stand before the elders in the Father's divine presence. Let me take you to Keys 3:19 real quick. What we find in Keys 3:19. Keys 3:19, page 545, number 7, number 6. And I see the holy books resurrected from the graves of the Taklamakan area. I saw the holy cities of India, the holy cities of Egypt, the holy cities of Medigo, the holy graves of northern Syria and Akkad, the holy cities of the sacred land of the west. And I understand the writings there and the inscriptions of light written in stone. You see all these places that I have mentioned, the order of Dinah, the hidden 12 twins, their names, their identities were veiled. So today we unveil their identities from all these sacred places and let their spirit permeate through all your spirits. Let their spirit find their twins right now in this time that we live in. And let them reawaken their sacred gnosis within your consciousness. Number 7. And I saw how there were thousands upon thousands of books that were part of a sacred language. There were thousands and thousands of books that were part of a sacred language, revealed once again to you, the sons and the daughters alike, so that the false structures of religion, the false structures of history would crumble, and the true teachings of our destiny in the Father's kingdom of light be revealed out of the foundations of the earth. Thousands and thousands of books revealed to the children of light, so that the false structures of religion, the false structures of history would crumble, and the true teachings of our destiny in the Father's kingdoms of light be revealed out of the foundation. And this is it. You receive the gnosis of the order of Dinah, the 12 hidden twins, twins of the 12 masculine patriarchs, revealed today to you. We're giving all honor, we're giving all praises, and we're giving all glory to the supreme power above greatness, the great mother, the creatrix, multi-mama, the grand architecton. And we acknowledge the presence of our elders, the 24 elders, the 12 patriarchs, and the 12 matriarchs. And we acknowledge the presence of our great father, YAKOB, Jacob, for hiding the sacred gnosis and veiling the name of the 12 within the one named Dinah. And we thank our mother Rachel for the great sacrifice upon the birth of Benjamin, so that the cosmic order can centralize itself through the Shekinah among her children. Meditate on this gnosis. Do with it as you should. This is just level 1. From this point forward, we go deeper. Yah Shalom, beautiful family. Until next time, peace.